This phone looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie, but the real question is simple. Is the Nothing Phone 3A Lite all style and no substance, or is it actually worth your money at around 21,000 rupees? Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Because at this price point, expectations are high. People want a good display, reliable performance, decent battery life, and a camera that doesn't disappoint. Nothing claims the 3A Lite delivers heavy-hitting features with a clean software experience, all while standing out from the crowd. On paper, that sounds great, but what really matters is how it holds up in everyday use. Let's start with why this phone even matters. The mid-range segment in India is brutally competitive. Brands are throwing massive batteries, fast charging, and multi-camera setups at buyers. Nothing is taking a slightly different approach. Instead of chasing specs alone, it's leaning hard into design and software experience, hoping that clean Android and a unique look can win people over. And that's exactly what the Phone 3A Lite is trying to do. Price-wise, the phone comes in two variants: 8 GB of RAM with 128 GB of storage at 20,999 rupees, and 8 GB of RAM with 256 GB of storage at 22,999 rupees. It's available in black, white, and blue, and the white version especially highlights that transparent back Nothing is known for. Design is easily the phone's biggest flex. Like other Nothing devices, the Phone 3A Lite has a transparent glass back, but the internal design is cleaner and more minimal this time. You can see subtle textures and a simulated battery layout that gives it a futuristic feel without being too busy. The flat glass panels on both sides make it look premium, and they're surprisingly good at resisting smudges. The frame is flat too, but it's plastic with a matte finish. That might sound like a downgrade, but in daily use it actually helps with grip. The phone feels comfortable in hand and not overly heavy. Button placement is sensible. Power button and the essential key on the right, volume keys on the left. You also get an IP54 rating, which means it can handle dust and light splashes, though some competitors do offer better protection at this price. Now, the display is one of the highlights. You're getting a large 6.77-inch flexible AMOLED panel with a peak brightness of up to 3,000 nits. In real-world use, that brightness really helps, especially outdoors. Colors are vibrant, blacks are deep, and content on apps like YouTube and Instagram looks rich and detailed. Watching videos and scrolling through social media feels genuinely enjoyable. The only downside here is the bezels. They're noticeably thick and take away a bit from the immersive feel. Battery performance is solid, though not class-leading. The phone packs a 5,000 mAh battery with support for 33-watt wired charging. There's no charger in the box, which is disappointing, but you can use any USB-C charger. Charging speeds aren't impressive. It takes close to 2 hours to go from zero to full with a fast charger. That said, battery life itself is reliable. With mixed usage like social media, calls, content consumption, and some camera use, the phone comfortably lasts around 12 to 15 hours. Cameras are where the Phone 3A Lite clearly plays it safe. You get a 50-megapixel main camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 2-megapixel macro lens, along with a 16-megapixel selfie camera. Daylight photos are just average. Details are mediocre, and the processing often relies on heavy sharpening to make images pop. Night photos from the main camera are decent for the price, but nothing exceptional. The ultra-wide camera is usable but forgettable. If photography or video recording is your top priority, this phone will probably leave you wanting more. Performance, however, is quite dependable. The phone runs on the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Pro 5G processor, paired with 8 GB of RAM and up to 8 GB of virtual RAM. It runs Android 15 out of the box with Nothing OS 3.5 on top. Day-to-day usage is smooth. Apps stay in memory, and there are no major heating issues. This isn't a phone for hardcore gaming, but light to moderate gaming runs just fine. What really ties everything together is the software. Nothing OS remains one of the cleanest and fastest Android experiences in this segment. No clutter, no aggressive ads, just a smooth and polished interface that genuinely improves daily usage. So here's the bottom line. The Nothing Phone 3A Lite isn't perfect. The camera is average, the bezels are thick, charging is slow, and the single speaker feels limiting. But what you get in return is a unique design, a bright AMOLED display, solid battery life, reliable performance, and one of the best software experiences you can find in this price range. If you're a camera-first buyer, this isn't the phone for you. But if you care about clean software, everyday smoothness, and a phone that actually looks and feels different, the Nothing Phone 3A Lite offers real value, not just bling. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.